Todd Huff.
All right, my friends, you're listening here to Conservative Not Bitter Talk, and yes, I am your host, the beloved Todd Huff. It's good to be here. Thanks for listening. You can email me your thoughts, questions, opinions, feedback, adoration, praise, todd@toddhuffshow.com, and do our absolute best to get back with you. I appreciate those that do reach out, and it is good connecting with you as well. Hope you had a great weekend, and here we are hitting the ground running on this Monday, middle of July, Monday morning, and let's get after it this week. So lots, of course, every time we get through the weekend, there's lots, I guess, to catch up on and lots to dive into today. I think I want to start. I'm pausing here because there's a couple things vying for my attention. One thing is this whole concept of teaching critical race theory in the schools, and in particular, the Washington Free Beacon is reporting that, well, here's the headline: thousands of teachers vow to defy state bans on critical race theory. So you've seen a lot of these states passing, well, basically saying that we're not going to teach critical race theory. That's not going to be allowed in our schools. And teachers say, bet me it's not. We're going to teach it. We're going to teach it anyway. And so I'm going to read a part of this article here. Thousands of teachers are pledging to teach critical race theory in the face of state laws seeking to ban it from classrooms. More than 5,000 educators have signed the Zen Education Project's pledge to teach the truth since June 21st. In the letter, the leftist education group claims the United States was founded on structural racism and oppression, tenets of Marxist-based ideology called critical race theory. We, the undersigned educators, refuse to lie to young people about U.S. history and current events, regardless of the law, the pledge reads. So, states have passed laws saying we're not going to teach this anti-American hatred to our students. We're not going to do it. This is, yes, America. This is really becoming ridiculous. It's not becoming ridiculous. It's patently absurd. It's getting more and more ridiculous on top of that. So to acknowledge that there were problems at America's founding as it pertained to race is not the issue here. The issue isn't that. In fact, I heard Jen Psaki, bear with me here. I think I have this. I thought I had this. I'm going to have to look for this after the break here. But there's a sound bite of Jen Psaki at a press conference. Actually, that might have been in the stack of stuff. And yes, that is a direct nod to the great Rush Limbaugh. But the stack of stuff from last week, I'm going to have to look. But she said at the podium, she said that, Biden is effectively, he's in favor of teachers being able to teach critical race theory because there it is right there. How did I miss that? But she says it's because of America has had things in its past that's not good. But stop everything. That's not what critical race theory is. Critical race theory says essentially that America is so fundamentally broken that there is literally nothing that we can do about it. We cannot do anything about it other than change our very system. I'm going to have to look this up because the link that I have here doesn't take me where it says it does. So I'll have to find it after the break. But that's what she says. And that is not what critical race theory is. Critical race theory is not simply pointing out flaws in America's history. That is not what it is. It is saying the system itself is so fundamentally flawed. The system itself is so rife with racism as the intended consequence, as the desired result, there's nothing we can do, even down to the type of system, economic system we have. Capitalism itself is so fundamentally flawed and it's just corrupted by racism. And the only way to stop this is not just and this is an important point. It is not simply to recognize faults in America's history. We all know that those faults are there because, newsflash, America was run by people. And people are flawed. This is such a fundamentally true statement. I just wish more people would come to their senses and accept this. When people run governments, governments will be flawed. But see, there's a difference between flawed people running extraordinarily important types of systems of government, systems based and rooted upon foundational truth and just the way that things should be. America recognized and was built upon principles that are good and true, and we should embrace those. There are going to be flaws. Folks, look at the quote-unquote flaws of communism. The flaws of communism are so much worse than flaws. Communism... It is remarkable. Communism leads to self-made prisons. Communism is the antithesis of liberty. Communism is the antithesis of really everything our system is. Communism says that your government is your God. Communism says you really don't matter as an individual. What matters is the collective whole. Communism leads to the brutal death of millions upon millions of its own people. This has played out time and time again. This is not because of flawed leaders. This is because of a flawed system. So you can have good people that run, well, let's just for a second here assume that you can have good people who run communism. It's not the way that it works out, because if you give people absolute authority over someone else's life, they will corrupt that power. This is a fundamental truth. This is undeniable. This is what happens. This is the nature of humanity. This is the the nature of humanity's heart. This is what happens. Talking about utopia in the one sense, but creating, on the other hand, an absolute just destructive, evil existence for the government, and creates poverty and paranoia amongst the people that it's seeking to so-called help, but it's not helping anybody. It's helping the ones at the top. You talk about a system of government that truly helps not just the 1%, the 1/10 of the 1%, that's communism. And it is right there for anybody who wants to see this. Just take North Korea, for example. North Korea, at nighttime, pictures from satellites, literally you can see exactly from a satellite where the borders of North Korea end when they cross into South Korea and into China. You can see precisely where the border ends. But you can see Pyongyang, the nation's capital, where the great and mighty all-powerful Kim Jong-un lives. His palace is all lit up. Why is that? Because, folks, in North Korea, this sounds ridiculous because, candidly, it is. He and his father are treated as deity, and his grandfather. They're treated as deity, and they're forced. People force you to treat them as deity. You see all the video clips of people when they see Kim Jong-un and Kim Jong-il and all these, the relatives before. They're crying and they're just acting like it's, God in the flesh. Because, first of all, if you don't believe that, they got a gulag with your name on it. Second of all, it's well, I guess it's the same as the first point. It's their way or the highway. This is a dramatic over-exaggerated sort of response here, but it's fabricated. It's made up. You worship the leader or else. This is what it is. And they're quite literally in some of these communistic systems are God. But see, that's what we're told that America needs to be moving more toward. That is fair. Yeah, it's fair, all right. It's fair for everyone who's underneath these communistic dictators and thugs. You know what's fair? There's a fairness of misery is what there is. There's a fairness in poverty, equality. No one has a diddly darn thing. No one has an ounce of hope because of the brutal, heavy-handed regime. And you're going to compare that for just 1 millisecond to this great nation and how this nation was founded? It's absolutely, positively absurd. And do not let them move the goalpost. Do not let them redefine what is really being taught, because what is being taught is that our system is broken. Our system needs replaced. Our system needs to be replaced specifically by the tenets and teachings of Marxism. It is not a coincidence, folks, that Patrisse Cullors, one of the founders of the Black Lives Matter movement, is a Marxist. That is not a coincidence. That is precisely the intent. That is what they seek. This is what they seek to replace America with. So critical race theory and Black Lives Matter go hand in hand. And teachers now are out there saying, we're going to teach critical race theory no matter what. No one is saying not to teach about the evils of slavery. No one is saying, not one single person is saying that we have to gloss over the bad parts of American history. No one is saying that. Absolutely. I know no human being that is saying that. That is a straw man argument to suggest that. What we are saying is to teach the truth. Teach the truth is a good thing. But what is not true is that our system is fundamentally flawed, is beyond repair. That is simply not the case. If you want to get to the real problem, it's the jokers who are in power. It's the jokers who are making decisions. It's the jokers who are casting their ballots in Washington, D.C. at the state or the Capitol, the U.S. Capitol building, and oftentimes in the, signing the law into, presidents signing the law into existence, or members of the Supreme Court. It's people who are in those positions. It's people who are in positions of power at these schools, at these universities. That's the problem here. Some of these policies. And by the way, one of those policies, and we're going to talk about this after the break, they're still out there insisting, the media, the Democrat Party, that the folks who want to defund the police, those folks are actually Republicans. It is literally absurd. The evidence, I don't even feel the need to respond to this, other than it is so patently stupid to suggest Republicans were the ones clamoring for defunding the police is beyond reasonable. These folks, you talk about rewriting history. Go back and listen to this program when that defund the police movement was first being called for back about a year ago, I guess. And, look at what we said about it. Look at who we were talking about. Look at who we were quoting, which we'll talk about some of those folks today. The likes of AOC, the Minneapolis, the liberals, the radical leftists on the Minneapolis City Council. This is beyond stupid. But see, it's not stupid, I guess, when you realize that it's not a political winner, and when you can convince people, when people have no idea what you've said, what you stand for, if you can convince them someone else said it, and you've got the help of the media and maybe Google can wipe whatever position you took in the past. If it's not popular today, if you're a radical leftist, they can wipe that from existence. You don't have to admit to anything. What are you talking about? I didn't say defund the police. What they don't count on is people like this program keeping records of this stuff. right? I mean, they don't take into account people like you who pay attention, who remember what was happening at any given moment of time, and you know who was saying defund the police. The idea Republicans were saying this is beyond stupid, but yet they're getting away with it in some circles. There's a debate now. Who really was for defunding the police? They were quite literally hashtagging this thing, defund the police. We'll read some of that after the break. But this is what they do. What they teach us is not just, I'm talking about the radical left now. What they are teaching, what they are promoting, what they are defending, what they want to see this nation built upon, that is, again, the antithesis of what this nation was founded upon. And this nation was founded upon truth and liberty and opportunity and freedom. The idea, again, that we are not subjects, but rather citizens who can pursue our own desires, who can seek to build life as we choose to do it, right? To raise our family with the values that we want to impart to them, live where we want to live, worship how we want to worship, protect ourselves from the dangers and evils that exist out there by having the right to self-defense. I mean, on and on. These are good foundational principles. Free speech, exchange of ideas, all that stuff is at risk here. And why is it at risk? Because of the radicals, folks. It's not because, well, it's because of the Republican Party in the sense that the Republican Party often pays these things lip service, and they're a bunch of wimps in many cases, and they're looking for something to campaign on, and they never fix anything. And that's not all of them, but there's a healthy chunk there. But the idea that this nation is fundamentally flawed, which is what critical race theory says. It's beyond repair. There's nothing we can do. The systems, institutions, the economic system, business itself in this country, everything is just so flawed by America's fundamental racism, and we basically have to start over again. This country is not worth loving. It's why 64%, remember I said last week there was a poll, 64% of young people are not proud to be American. And this is why. This is one of the big reasons why anyway. Because America, they believe, they've been taught repeatedly by some of these leftist propaganda workers in the education system and elsewhere. They've been taught that America is evil and it needs to be replaced by something, I'm telling you right now, take this to the bank, something very similar to Marxist communism. That is so much better. I mean, look at the studies, look at the polling. This is what young people believe. And they're not making this up on their own, because if they understood history, they would understand that these are truly evil empires, as Ronald Reagan and George W. Bush have pointed out in the past. Quick time out is in order along in the segment. You're listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. I am your host, Todd Huff. Back here in just a minute.
Looking to make a conservative, not bitter fashion statement? Check out our apparel online, including brand new items at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
Flooded basement, failed sump pump. Water damage happens fast this time of year. For 38 years now, Hayes & Sons has been restoring water damage in Indiana homes and businesses. They'll help you navigate your insurance claim and get your life back on track. So when a water disaster strikes, tell your insurance agent you want Hayes & Sons for your restoration work. Visit hayesondsons.com/Todd for more information.
Healthcare is expensive and complicated. Did you know that as a Christian business owner, it is possible to provide access to affordable health benefits for your employees? Remodel Health has helped employers across the United States save over $22 million in the past 3 years. Our innovative approach allows your employees to have the health benefits they need at a cost you can afford. Go to remodelhealth.com/Todd to help your employees find the healthcare they deserve. Remodel Health. Rethink employee health benefits.
Need to refresh or renovate your commercial space? Call Interior Construction Services today. Providing the highest level of quality construction at a competitive price, our service-minded team is here to deliver the detail-oriented environment you're looking to create on time and on budget. Call us at 317-991-4660 or visit us online at interiorconstruct.com. Interior Construction Services. Progressive, productive, professional.
Are you looking for reliable advice on real estate investing? Then you should start listening to the Homeboys. Clint and Scott have over 40 years of real estate investing experience that they use to educate and guide their listeners. Listen and learn from their experiences to maximize your real estate investment strategy. You can find the Homeboys podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or watch them on YouTube. That's the Homeboys podcast. They can show you how to get started and reach your real estate investment goals.
Quality glass windows and doors add value to your home or commercial space. At White's Innovative Glass, our family-owned and operated company will work with you to ensure we understand your vision before we begin. And if you don't have a vision, we can help with that too. We proudly stand behind our work and look forward to your call. Right now, we're offering 15% off your next project. Visit our website at whitesinnovativeglass.com/Todd.
There is plenty to worry about these days. If you're working with Blake Hornsby at Northwestern Mutual, your retirement and financial security doesn't need to be one of them. Blake is a time-tested financial advisor with over 20 years of experience at Northwestern Mutual. For an independent review of your financial planning needs, call Blake and mention the Todd Huff Show for a free initial consultation. Call 317-215-8322 or visit blakehornsby.com. Invest in your peace of mind with Blake Hornsby at Northwestern Mutual.
All your life, you've planned and taken care of the people you love. They always knew you had a plan. Taking care of your final wishes will give them one final gift. Buying your headstones direct through Thomas Monument saves your loved ones additional stress during a difficult time and saves money by cutting out the middleman. Call 317-244-6525 or go online to thomasmonument.com to understand why families have trusted us since 1962.
Hi, this is Caleb with Gluff Plumbing. Does your home need some plumbing updates? Gluff Plumbing is your solution. We specialize in updating old plumbing, everything from water heaters to well pumps, to underground leaks and everything that has to do with water entering and leaving the home, including water and sewer main excavations. We pride ourselves on old-fashioned customer service. Call Gluff Plumbing at 765-721-6789 or visit gluffplumbing.com. That's GLUFF plumbing.com. Call us today.
Welcome back, my friends. You're listening here to America's Reality Czar here as we venture through the craziness and the lunacy that the left is taking us through. Trump was at Cpac over the weekend. Yes, we had Cpac. By the way, did you see the straw poll? The straw poll here for Cpac. Let me pull this up. Trump was favored. Trump is still favored to be the Republican nominee for president amongst Cpac attendees. Let's see here. This is at Breitbart.com. Pollsters at Cpac asked conference attendees two questions. Who would they support in a 2024 bid for president if Donald Trump runs? And who is their top choice if he does not? The straw poll found 70%, that's 70% of voters would back Trump in 2024 if he runs for president. In second place was Ron DeSantis with 21% of the vote. So 91% of the vote, folks. 91% of the people attending Cpac. Again, this is just a straw poll. We're still light years away from an official nominee for 2024. But 91% wanted either Trump or DeSantis. So there's just another 9% remaining. Don't mean to throw a curveball in there if you've been taught math by Bernie Sanders. But 91% of the people want either Trump or DeSantis. And 70% of those or 70% of that is Trump, right? So Trump is still a massive favorite. When you take Trump out of the mix, it was 68% for DeSantis, followed by former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo at 5% and Donald Trump Jr. at 4%. It's interesting. It says here, I remember referencing this, another Cpac poll back in February at an Orlando event. Trump had 55% of the vote. So there you go. People are still in favor, at least at Cpac, of Trump being the nominee. And why? I mean, it's not complicated. In fact, we're going to play a soundbite from Trump's speech at Cpac. It's not hard to understand why. It really isn't. It's right there for anybody who wants to see it. It really is. If you listen to what Trump is saying, if you look at what Trump is doing, and if you look at, I mean, just you just don't see this. You don't see, and I know that there's some people that are just turned off completely by Trump, and I understand that, and I'm not even here to try to persuade that at the moment. I'm just saying that there is a clear distinction between Trump and even DeSantis, and I think you could even begin to throw maybe Kristi Noem in there as well. But there's a major, major shift between how people like Trump, and I'm looking at it right now on Fox News, the polling, but people, well, Trump and DeSantis, the way that they address issues, talk about the way the media covers things, the way that they attack these very dangerous ideas amongst the radical left, amongst the AOCs and the squads of the world. They address them directly. They do not cower. They operate from a position of strength. They don't cower and hide in the corner. I mean, this is necessary when fighting these absolutely atrocious ideas and concepts. But many Republicans still don't do it. They like to hold on to the old way of doing things, hoping that perhaps the media and the left is going to be nice to them, especially when they're not in power. They just want to get along. And look, I'm not against trying to find common ground. That's one. I mean, and when I say that, I'm not saying, if you heard me say that and think I'm saying something I'm not, do not misunderstand. I'm not saying, sacrifice principle. I'm saying that there's a lot of ways to find some common ground amongst, I'm talking about the rank and file people in America. There's a lot of support for conservative ideas, even amongst some people who vote Democrat. Why they do all those things, why they vote Democrat, I mean, I could explain some of that at some point. I don't even know why. I don't think anyone really knows why. There's some emotional attachments. It's something that has been, people's families have voted for Democrats for centuries. There's the connection with unions or single issue voters. There's a lot of that kind of stuff. But to think that the core ideas embraced by conservatism, the core ideas upon which America are built and founded, are actually very popular. I mean, people appreciate, in general, this great nation. Those that don't have been lied to about what it is. Those who don't, misunderstand, or they have ulterior motives. They want to see America turn into a socialist utopia, or worse, a communistic man-made prison. But they don't. There's not as many of those folks as we think. Maybe in certain coastal cities, amongst the very astute, very, condescending liberal elites. But folks, that is not the majority of this great nation. The majority of this great nation would not vote for the candidate, or whatever you think of that. I don't want to get into that at the moment, but Trump didn't have enough votes to win the election not because they didn't necessarily agree with some of the stuff Trump was doing. They were told to hate Trump. They were lied to about the reasons and the rationale for things that were done. They were lied to about what was really being done. Again, Trump runs concentration camps on the southern border. Biden builds detention centers, or whatever they're calling them. Probably before it's all said and done, there'll be some sort of a necessary charity to help children along the southern border. But when Trump was in power, they were called concentration camps. You remember this. And so, but they have to do that to Trump because his connection to the average Republican voter is strong, as indicated here by this Cpac poll. So, timeout's in order, but I want to mention here the program brought to you in part by our friends at Interior Construction Services. Competitive prices. They offer residential and commercial construction. Check it out on their website, interiorconstruct.com, or call them here locally in Indianapolis, Metro Indy, 317-991-4660, 317-991-4660, interiorconstruct.com. Quick timeout is in order. Sit tight. Listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk back here in just a minute.
Listen to Todd's show on your way to work, but want to hear more? Don't miss a beat. Visit toddhuffshow.com/listen to catch the program anytime, anywhere.
Were you surprised by your tax return last year? Did you get a large refund, or worse, did you have to pay more than you thought to the IRS? Or maybe you just got a new job, had a baby, or are going into retirement. Why wait for another tax surprise this year? Let Jody Dowdle with Midwest Tax Group help you project your taxes for the year to save you the stress come tax time. 317-288-5260. Jody and his team will analyze your paychecks to see if you're withholding too much or too little and help make corrections to any W-4s. If you're the sole proprietor of a business, this is a great idea for you to prepare for your tax filing. Midwest Tax Group has 4 office locations in Castleton, Greenwood, Plainfield, and their new location in Greenfield. Schedule your appointment today at 317-288-5260. And don't wait. The sooner you act, the more prepared you can be for any hidden tax surprises. That's 317-288-5260. Or visit their website at mwtaxgroup.com.
Has it been a while since your last eye checkup? Has your eyesight changed? At Best Insight Eye Care, they keep an eye on your vision. Their doctors use the most advanced technology and eye care products available. At Best Insight, you will find professionals who genuinely care about you and are dedicated to providing exceptional service. Mention this ad for 10% off your glasses purchase. Schedule your appointment at the Southeast Side, Indianapolis, or New Palestine locations by visiting bestinsighteyecare.com or calling 317-782-4000 to get the best insight. If you're thinking of buying or selling a home, call my good friend Scott Veerkamp. Scott and his team have been helping people with their real estate needs since 1992, and he has sold literally thousands of homes for good families just like yours. For all your real estate needs, call Scott Veerkamp today at 317-979-4663. That's 979-HOME. Fireplaces can be beautiful and even essential in heating some homes. But did you know they could be dangerous to your family if not properly maintained? Chimneys need to be cleaned and inspected annually. My family and I had Smalling Masonry inspect ours. They are friendly, informative, on time, and helped us use our wood-burning stove more efficiently. Call Christian-owned Smalling Masonry today at 317-903-8121 and mention my name, Todd Huff, for a 15% off chimney inspection and sweep.
Does your business have a plan for social media marketing? Are you reaching the right audiences through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and the list goes on? Are you learning from the data? Jarbo can help. Our team doesn't just come in and tell you how to be successful. We help you execute and measure your sales and marketing efforts. Give us a call at 317-834-6560 or visit us online at jarbomarketing.com. That's jarbomarketing.com. Make social media work for you.
Remember how hot it was last summer? I was sweating our AC bills, so we replaced our system. We took advantage of Commercial Services' 72-month special financing. We have no interest after we pay in full within 72 months. No more embarrassing sweaty t-shirts. So if you want commercial-grade service for your home, give Commercial Service a call today.
subject to credit approval. Call Commercial Service for details at 812-339-9114 or online at commercialservice.com.
Hey Indy, Sid here with Kill a Dent Removal. We specialize in a paint-free repair process known as PDR. Our certified master technicians remove dents and dings of all shapes and sizes, including hail damage, with zero body fillers, zero painting, and zero diminished value. Most repairs are completed the same day, many even while you wait. Check us out at killadentremoval.com. And remember, folks, don't paint your car, go PDR.
Welcome back, my friends. So, let's listen to a bit of what Trump was saying at Cpac. Here he is. What was this, yesterday? I think it was yesterday. At the Conservative Political Action Conference. Here it is.
Will completely defund and bar critical race theory. 1776, not 1619, if you don't mind. And if government-run schools are going to teach children to hate their country, we will demand school choice, and we already have been. If you listen to the media or watch the evening newscasts, our country has really gone bad. All we talk about is race. That's all they talk about, race. The whole show, race, race. We don't talk about our country being great anymore. We don't talk about how America can lead the world. We don't talk about stopping crime or the hundreds and hundreds of people that are being shot in Democrat-run cities and what to do about it. We don't talk about ending the drugs pouring across our borders, which I had greatly reduced with our wall and so many other things that we're doing. And most importantly, we never talk about the great future of our country. We don't talk about any of this stuff anymore.
True. It's true.
The Democrat-controlled media talks race, race, race for political reasons. And they always have, but never like this. But it's hurting our country. And more than anyone else, our great minority communities. It's hurting them very badly. The Democrat obsession with race is only dragging us backward into the past, and it is bringing our country down to a point where even China and Russia are lecturing us on human rights,
That's true.
race, and they're doing it in a very humiliating fashion. This never happened. Never happened with me. During my administration, our country was respected again. It is no longer respected. In conclusion, our party and our movement, we're all united by the same shared American values and by unyielding resolve to defend our beloved nation for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. We take great pride in our country, and we teach the truth about our history. We celebrate our rich heritage and national traditions. We honor George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, and all of our national heroes. And of course, we always respect our great American flag.
You know, I mean, this is it's obvious, right? I mean, he's right in so many ways here. He's right in so many ways. And where do you hear this? I mean, you hear this kind of talk on this program, of course. But where do you hear this? Where else do you hear this amongst Republican politicians? I for one, don't understand this. I don't misunderstand what I'm saying, but I don't understand why. Again, I do, but I think that there's reasons that the Republican Party they're wrong on not talking about these bigger concepts, because this is really what this fight is about. You know, we get so much in the weeds. On this program, I deliberately stay out of the weeds on, I mean, for example, like Hunter Biden and his art gallery stuff. This may be a problem, right? By the way, for the first time ever, and if you haven't heard about this, I don't have time to get into it, but we've got there's links on our show notes page if you want to check that out. But for the first time in a long time, what the children of a sitting president do to earn money is okay. Remember, Trump's kids, they couldn't have businesses. They needed to pay. They needed to sell their share and basically just, not be in business at all. But Hunter Biden can. And there's so many problems with Hunter Biden. But I don't like to get into it, some of that stuff, because it's not about the ideas. I want to spend our time talking about the ideas and the concepts. It does matter, obviously, if a particular individual and the family is corrupt. I'm not saying that that's not true. But there's going to be fights about that no one's going to be able to win. Someone claims that someone said something. Well, what am I going to, how am I going to say that they did or didn't behind closed doors or whatever, right? I mean, you get into this, silly world of he said, she said. But what is demonstrably true is that the America that Donald Trump just talked about there, what is demonstrably true is that that is infinitely better than the America that we hear the radical left talking about, the media talking about. I'd like to say other Republicans were joining Trump in doing this, but that's just simply not the case in large part. I mean, you have Kristi Noem who does, and Ron DeSantis who does, and some others, but not nearly as effectively or to the level that Trump does. He keeps the focus on this American ideal, he did it right there. He didn't get into the weeds about stuff. Of course he can too. I mean, when you talk that much, but we have to compare and contrast these two visions of America. One of them is a bad thing. The other is the conservative vision of America today is the one that is the fulfillment of what the founders envisioned, even beyond what they envisioned, because I don't think they could have imagined in their wildest dreams what was in the cards, so to speak, for this great nation. It's remarkable what this nation has done by unleashing freedom and opportunity for all people. And I got to take a break. Sit tight, back here in just a minute.
Enrollment in Todd's conservative, not bitter university is now open. For a limited time, save $10 on Todd's first course, A Christian's Guide to Being a Patriot. For more information or to enroll, visit conservativenotbitter.com. Sponsored in part by Workforce Chaplains. Could your business or organization benefit from the services of a professional team of chaplains? Meet the needs of your employees and foster an excellent work environment with Workforce Chaplains. For more information, visit workforcechaplains.com today.
Corin Homes is expanding their 55-plus community. Briar Creek is the only senior manufactured home community in Indianapolis featuring Indiana-built homes. Floor plans and finishes starting at $75,000. Enjoy affordable, low-maintenance lifestyle with the charm of a residential neighborhood. Located minutes from I-465 in Fort Harrison State Park. Corin Homes, family-owned and operated since 1955. Check us out at COHRONhomes.com. Mention the Todd Huff Show and receive a $1,000 discount on your new home.
The compassion of Christ. It's living life connecting to the broken and messy world. It's not simply walking down the street and dropping a quarter in someone's bucket. It's been perverted by Satan from biblical compassion to feeling sorry for, and sympathy isn't where God wants us to live. It's connecting to broken people in our daily life. Living the compassion of Christ.
Geothermal tax credits are back, making this the perfect time to install a new Climate Master geothermal system. Take advantage of this limited time 26% tax credit and begin cutting your heating and cooling bills immediately. Visit indianageothermal.com/info to get your free Climate Master information kit or call 317-829-1490. Visit indianageothermal.com/info or call 317-829-1490. Geothermal, it's cheaper than you think.
Have you seen the price of custom cabinetry and countertops lately? If you're looking for quality, affordable remodels, call Carriage House Woodworking. Our helpful professionals will walk you through every step of the process. We're offering a free sink base with qualifying purchases. Just enter CHWEINC.com/Todd or call 317-406-3042. Call Carriage House Woodworking. You won't have to spend your kids' inheritance just to upgrade your kitchen.
You're busy. At Citizens Bank, we know your time is precious. That's why we're bringing a full-service branch to Stones Crossing for all your home, commercial, and personal banking needs. Looking to open an account, get assistance from your mortgage and commercial lenders, or just make all banking transactions right from your car? We can make it easy for you. Visit our new branch at 1767 West Stones Crossing Road. Citizens Bank. More bank for your buck.
All right, here we go. $100 down, $200
I went to my first firearms auction a few years ago. It was hosted by TJ Freege, one of my good friends from high school, who is a champion auctioneer and one of the best in the business. In spite of objections from liberal legislators, I walked away with a .22 rifle and a few boxes of ammunition. And I had a great afternoon with my grandpa that I won't soon forget. If you've ever wondered what treasure you could find in an auction, visit FreegeAuctioneers.com and take a look at their upcoming Central Indiana auction schedule. That's Freege, Freije, auctioneers.com. Visit FreegeAuctioneers.com.
Hi, I'm TJ Freege, owner and lead auctioneer at Freege & Freege Auctions and Marketing. I invite you to come see the power of live auctions. It's fast, it's fun, it's transparent, and it's the absolute best way to ensure you get fair market value for your asset today. Get results, go auction.
Welcome back. I know we've got some sports fans. I know some of you can't watch certain sports. I don't want to get into that. I'm talking about a sport that I think any freedom-loving American would be able to watch, and that's UFC, MMA, right? Ultimate Fighting Championship. Conor McGregor fought Dustin Poirier for the third time on Saturday night. And, for the third time now, there's been an injury, and I'm drawing a blank on who the third one was. It Chris Weidman. So the first was Anderson Silva, who had this type of injury where literally the shin bone, the tibia or the fibula one, maybe both of those bones get shattered in the fight. It's a gross thing to see, by the way. The bottom part of the leg, right above the ankle, in the shin area, turns into basically jello. And that's happened now to Anderson Silva, who, by the way, is my all-time favorite fighter. That guy was something else. And it happened, I believe, to Chris Weidman and to now Conor McGregor. So McGregor is a trash talker. McGregor is like, I was thinking about this, he's kind of like the political version of AOC. Sitting over there talking trash about everything. His leg is crushed. It actually, believe it or not, crushed. If you haven't seen read anything or seen the clip or whatever, it happened whenever he was throwing a punch, but they think it might have gotten weakened when one of his kicks were checked by Poirier earlier in the first round. This happened at the very, very end of the first round. Final 5 seconds or so, his leg went down. He fell to the ground, covered up, and then couldn't get back on his feet. So he's sitting against the cage, right, inside the octagon, and Joe Rogan comes out, interviews Poirier, then he interviews McGregor, who McGregor was screaming at Poirier the whole time. McGregor starts yelling all sorts of nonsense at Poirier, telling Poirier that his wife was in Conor McGregor's DMs, his direct messages on social media. And it just reminds me so much of how the radical left handle it. It's how they behave sometimes. I'm talking about the radical unhinged portion of that group, saying all sorts of nonsense, which the nonsense they're saying today is that they do not support the defund the police movement. Anyway, if you didn't catch it, it's worth looking into, but I got to take a break. Back here in just a minute.
Had enough of the cancel culture? Why not fight back by directly supporting the advertisers who make this program possible? Visit supportouradvertisers.com to give those who help bring this program to you the opportunity to earn your business. Find out more about businesses like Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing, Care to Change, and Interior Construction Services by visiting supportouradvertisers.com today.
This is the sound of your typical do-it-yourselfer in completely over his head.
For heating, plumbing,
and electrical done right.
Call Mr. Quick. Call Mr. Quick. Dial the number, spell the words. For on time.
Tired of manually opening the gate every time you pull in the drive, especially during the freezing cold, pouring rain, or hot, humid weather? Then Gatekeeper Services has your solution. They offer affordable residential and commercial motorized units for your gated properties. Veteran-owned with over 50 years' experience in motorized gate sales and repairs on any make or model, and with numerous entry control options, Gatekeeper Services takes pride being certified in both automated gate system design and operator installation. Simplify your life today by calling 317-714-4061.
Unhappy with your CPAP machine? Now you have an alternative. The docs at Indy Dental Sleep have an oral appliance that treats snoring and sleep apnea. They begin with an in-home sleep test that is diagnosed by a sleep physician before prescribing your appliance. And it's covered by most medical insurance plans. It's preferred 20-1 versus CPAP. Call 317-888-4036 and start getting the sleep you need. Or visit IndyDentalSleep.com.
Are you concerned about your investments? Intrepid Financial has been educating, customizing, and servicing Hoosier investment portfolios since 1998. Our family-owned and operated business builds strong bonds with our clients. When you call, we answer the phone, always ready to walk you through your investment strategy. Intrepid means without fear. We want our clients to be fearless, to feel secure with their investments. Give us a call at 317-818-1776 or visit us online at intrepidfinancial.com.
Family owned since 1973, Edwards Equipment at 1375 East Main Street in Danville is ready to meet your equipment needs by selling, renting, and servicing several makes and models of lightweight residential or heavy-duty commercial equipment. We carry and service top-name brands like Ferris, Kubota, Steel, Gravely, Honda Power, Land Pride, and more. Visit edwardstractor.com or call 317-745-6427 to check out our clearance specials today. At Edwards Equipment, we don't just sell you any piece of equipment, we sell you the right piece of equipment.
Our word can't be diluted because we are taught that a promise is a commitment in which you always follow through. No ifs, ands, or buts. So every time you walk through Greg Hubler Chevrolet doors, you can count on the advice and expertise we provide you. Because when we make a promise, we keep it. Greg Hubler Chevrolet. Promise kept. Visit GregHublerChevy.com. Find new roads.
Are your health insurance premiums making you sick? There is a cure. With the Pro-Life Health Plan, your savings could be as much as 60%. The Pro-Life Health Plan allows you to enjoy the freedom of choosing any doctor, any hospital, anywhere. And their enrollment is open year-round. Just give Eric a call at 888-448-5370 or visit them online at isellhealth.com. Better coverage at a better cost. Welcome back, my friends. So, look, I mean, again, I don't have time to go into it in detail, but this, I referenced it at the very end of last segment, but this notion, this idea that the radical left is not the ones, the Democrat Party in particular, not every Democrat said this, I don't want to say that, but a lot of them did, defund the police. It wasn't Republicans that did this. They're trying to play some little cute game with this now to where they say, well, if you didn't vote for something that increased funding for police, then you're for defunding the police. Yes, you are. No, you're the ones out there saying it. You're the ones who are out there saying, let's have a new system here. Let's change the way that we do law enforcement in this great nation. Let's change it fundamentally. Defund the police. They said it. It's undeniable. It's there for anyone who wants to see. And I've got to go. Take care, guys. SDG. See you tomorrow. Take care.
To purchase waterproof flooring for your home?
Did you know it's as easy as typing rnrproducts.com/Todd in your search engine for a great deal on our core tech line? Since 1971, R&R Products has provided brand name products at an affordable price to the listening area. Call 317-745-5794 or go online to rnrproducts.com/Todd. R&R Products. We make your flooring experience easy and affordable.
As a listener of this program, I have no doubt that you embrace the value of hard work, honesty, and integrity. And when you have the opportunity to work with a company that fully embraces and shares these values, I'm sure you jump at it. Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing is just that type of company in Central Indiana. Jeff and Jod Woods have a team of professional technicians here to help tune up your furnace or install a quality new train system. And they're also here to fix those nasty plumbing problems that seem to happen at the absolute worst time. So the next time you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling need, give the good folks at Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing a call. Call 317-831-5279. That's 317-831-5279. Or visit economyheatingandair.com.
Let's face it, moving is stressful. That's why Jones Movers, a family-owned business for over 40 years, is here to help. Our team is ready to help and respond quickly to your questions. We can handle local and out-of-state moves, which means we can move your items to wherever your pin drops on the map. We also offer self-storage units for furniture and items you need a place for. Go to jonesmovers.com to get things moving today, or visit our Facebook page, Jones Movers.